What is going on, guys? My name is AK, back again with another YouTube video. Now in today's video I'm going to be breaking down my pick'ems for the Stage 2 Majors. Now I know loads of you guys want to see more CDL based content on the channel, and after yesterday's video, or sorry, the day before yesterday's video where we sort of broke down that S&D game between Atlanta FaZe and LA Gorillas, I thought why not do a little bit more CDL content and do my pick'ems. So I hope you guys find this video interesting. Be sure to drop your pick'ems down in the comment section. I want to know who you have taken the championship, and let's get straight into it. But let's jump straight in with the winners round 1 between Optic and Toronto Ultra. Now, Optic have just come off a big series win against Dallas Empire, that 3-2. That was a really good match. Really enjoyed watching that. So I'm going to have to give Optic the win, but I think we have seen some strong gameplay out of Toronto. So I think they're probably going to respond with maybe a map or two. I'm not too sure, but I think we're going to go with 3-1. Now, the second winners round 1 match is between New York and Dallas. Now, this is going to be a good match, seeing Clayster going up against Crim6, and especially with him being on, Clayster being on Dallas last year and how that's all turned out. I think this is definitely a good one to watch. As for the result, I'm pretty sure that Dallas are going to take it, so we'll quickly give them the win there. As for New York, how much they're going to respond, I'm not too sure. They did have a good match against Toronto, actually, so not too long ago, New York played them. I believe they won 3-1, so a pretty solid team, but I think Dallas are definitely the stronger team here. I'm going to say, similar to Toronto, I'm going to give them 1. And I think we should jump down into the elimination rounds before we move on to the winners round 2. So the first one is LAG versus Florida. Now LAG have just come off 2 big wins. One against the Atlanta FaZe, which is the S&D that we broke down that game 5. So definitely a good video to check out if you haven't done that already. But they're very strong off that, and then just off 3-0ing LA Thieves just the other day. So I'm going to have to give the win to LA Gorillas. I think they are definitely the strong team, but you know, Florida Mutineers, you can never count them out, and I'm guessing it's probably gonna maybe be a 3-2. I know LAG have a very strong S&D game, so if it does go to a map 5, you're probably expecting them to win. So if I do see Florida taking this, they're gonna have to do it in the respawns, maybe a 3-1. Last but not least, the final elimination round 1 is between Paris and LA Thieves. Now, LA Thieves, with the roster change that happened, I think literally just yesterday, I'm not seeing them do very well. I'll put it that way. I think their performance up until now has been bad, and then even if this roster change in the long run is positive, I think this sort of this close to the major, it's going to be very hard for them to get any decent practice in and actually make something happen here. And Paris are not a bad team. Paris, it looks like they've ranked quite low, but I know Paris sort of as a team, and they are a very solid team. So I'm going to have to give the win to Paris and say it's a 3-0. Now moving on to winners round 1 between Atlanta FaZe and Optic, which is my prediction. Again, if Toronto win, Toronto will go through here, but for my prediction, it's going to be Atlanta Optic. Now, I have to give this one to FaZe. They are probably the best team in the league right now, so we'll give them the 3. But you know, Optic, like, I think the match against Dallas proves that you can't count them out. These guys do know what they're doing. They're very solid players, and I mean, yeah, they've been in the scene for so long. They've seen about everything. So I think this is going to be a close one. Maybe call it 3-2. Now, the other winners round 2 matches between Rocker, who actually topped their group with the Optic win against Dallas, and Dallas themselves. Now, I'm not too sure. I do think Rocker have a chance of beating Dallas. I don't know if I see it myself actually happening, but I do think they've definitely got a chance, just because of sort of they're an underdog. Well, I say an underdog. People know they're a good team, but I think if you think of the top teams in the league, you think of FaZe, you think of Empire, you think of Optic. I don't know how many people actually think of Rocker, but I definitely think they are sort of a team that can contend. Although when it comes to the majors, when it comes to these things, this is where Empire, I think, really shines and really stands out from the rest. So I think I'm going to give the win 3-1 to Dallas Empire. Now we're done with the winners round for a moment, so let's move on to the elimination round 2 between Seattle Surge and LA Gorillas. Now, Seattle Surge are a team that have been improving. I know their start to the season wasn't great, but they finished off their group 2 and 3, sort of joint third at the bottom of that group. So I definitely think they've got a chance. Now, do I think they'll beat LA Gorillas, especially after LA Gorillas have showed us what they can do against the likes of FaZe? I'm still not sure, but I'm definitely confident that they have a chance at least taking a few maps and potentially winning it. But again, it's one of these matches that it sort of depends up who turns up on the day. But my guess is probably an LA Gorillas win and then perhaps one game for the Seattle Surge. So the second map of the elimination round 2 is the one between London and Paris. Now, I'm a Ravens fan, so I might give a little bit of bias towards the Ravens. I think their performance up until now hasn't been amazing, but it hasn't been as bad as it was through the first stage. I mean, if you look back, they were 0-5 heading into this point. I think this season they're 2-3, so a little bit of an improvement there. placing above Paris. So I think you know what, I think I'm going to give them. I think I'm going to give them the win. Maybe a little bit of a bias because I'm being a London fan, but you know what, I think they do have an opportunity to win this. Paris are a good team though, so I think I'm going to have to give them one map. Now moving on to the elimination round 3, we've got Toronto Ultra versus LA Gorillas. Now I'm a fan of Ultra. I like what Ultra do, and I think they play the game very well. So, ooh, this is a tough one. I think this is definitely going to be one of those that if the bracket does play out this way, this is definitely one that will be very close. I think Toronto have shown that they can be very good, and so have the LA Gorillas. So I think it's going to be a close one. I'm not sure who I see taking this. You know, I think I'm going to go with Toronto. I think they're a team with just a little bit more sort of ability to actually go out and win these things. So I'm going to say Toronto, and then 1 for the LA Gorillas. Now the other map is between New York Subliners and the Royal Ravens. Now I don't see Ravens winning this. I don't see it being particularly close either. I think I'm going to have to go with a 3-0 to New York. And moving on to elimination round 4, we've got the Minnesota Rocker and Toronto Ultra. Now I think I'm going to have to give this one to Rocker. They are a solid team. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, and I don't know if Toronto quite have what it takes to take them down. So I think we're going to say a 3-1 there to the Rocker. Now the next map on elimination round 4 is Optic versus Subliners. Now I'm going to have to give this one to Optic. They are definitely the more solid team out of the two, and their performance recently has been very good. I think I'm going to have to go with a 3-0. Moving on, elimination round 5, we've got Minnesota Rocker versus Optic Chicago. Now, I think we're going to have to give this one to Optic, but I see it being a 3-2, a close game that I definitely think Optic are going to have to fight for if they do come up against the Rocker. Now next, the winners final, Atlanta FaZe Dallas Empire. This is going to be a good match if this happens, which I definitely can see it happening. So I still think FaZe are the better team. I think I'm going to give it to FaZe 3-2. It's going to be a very close game, and I think it'll be definitely a very good one to watch if this happens. Last but not least, we have the elimination final between Dallas and Optic. Now, I think Optic are going to take it again. I think a lot of the games that we saw the last time they played could have very easily gone in Optic's favour. So I think we're going to see a solid performance out of Optic. And again, I'm thinking either a 3-1 or a 3-2. I think we're going to go with 3-2. We want to make it interesting. Let's hope it is. Now, last but not least, moving on to the Majors final between Atlanta and Optic Chicago. Now, the Optic fans might not like me for this, but I think I see Atlanta taking this. They are a very solid team, and despite their one loss to the LA Gorillas, I'm sure they're going to go over that, maybe not play Express again, maybe work on their S&D. I definitely think Atlanta FaZe are the more individual skilled team compared to Optic Chicago. Then again, if Optic do turn up on the day, they definitely have a chance of taking this, but I think we're going to see a 3-1 or a 3-2, something like that. I think we're going to go again with a 3-2, just because I want it to hopefully be close, and I think that'd be very interesting to watch if it is. But there we are. That is my pick'ems for the Stage 2 Majors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to drop your pick'ems down in the comment section below, and I'll give them a read. See what you guys are thinking, who you think is going to take it. But thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.